All right, guys, good afternoon out there. Today is Monday, June 29th, 2026. Let's go ahead and dive into today's weather video. Firstly, I wanted to start this off by sending our condolences out to the community of Highmore, South Dakota, because this morning they had an extremely really rough thunderstorm that came through the town this morning, causing a lot of damage, and that community right now is going through a lot of hardship. So our thoughts go out to the community of Highmore, South Dakota. They ended up getting a wind gust of 131 miles per hour, which is the second highest in state history of South Dakota. Just kind of gives you a clear perspective of how powerful these thunderstorms were last night into this morning. Good news is that's out of here. That moved well off to our east, and what is left of that system is now in northeastern Minnesota, about to go into Canada. So that's going to be the end of that. It's going through the Duluth area right now, and that's the end of that system. As we put a loop on the radar map, you can see that system has been marching east across Minnesota throughout the day today. Now, unfortunately, we have more severe weather on the table. If you take a look at the latest from the Storm Prediction Center, they have just issued a tornado watch that is now in effect for north central and northeastern South Dakota. And it does extend into central and eastern North Dakota as well. It includes Bismarck up to Minot, over to Jamestown, Grand Forks, and Fargo, all included, but it includes Mobridge, Aberdeen, and Sisseton as well. So for northern South Dakota into eastern and central North Dakota, and then also northwestern Minnesota, this tornado watch is now in effect until 10 p.m. Central tonight. And so we have another round of severe weather, unfortunately, on the table. Now, that's not the only area that we're looking at thunderstorms and severe weather potential. We are looking at that also farther south and east towards the Sioux Falls area. But as of right now, it is a nice, warm, hot day out there today in Sioux Falls. We are not seeing anything yet. Keyword yet. All right, so we're going to dive into everything, all of the details that you need to know in this forecast ahead here coming up. All right, guys, so as we look at the temperature map out there today, we are seeing temperatures in the 80s and 90s, but with the humidity in the air, it feels warmer than that. The heat indexes are high today, so we are looking at a very hot and humid day today across the region. We're at 90 degrees officially in Sioux Falls right now. That is about 5 degrees above average for this time of the year, so we're slightly above where we should be for late June. 79 in Aberdeen, that's actually below average, but when you factor in that there was some rain cool there this morning into the early afternoon for Aberdeen, more cloud cover, more rain, and so less time to recover in the atmosphere. 79 degrees in Aberdeen, 83 in Pierre, 84 out in Rapid City. So you do go out west and it is slightly cooler. The hot air is in the east. Eastern, southeastern South Dakota into Nebraska, Iowa, Minnesota. We're at 95 down in Kearney, 90 in O'Neill, 90 in Omaha. So it is hot out there in a lot of areas of our region. 90 degrees in Des Moines, 91 in Storm Lake, 93 in Sioux City. Up into Minnesota, 87 in the cities, 89 in Mankato, 86 in Worthington, 90 degrees as well in Marshall. Now, here is the other factor to this weather today is the humidity out there. Look at these dew points. We are seeing another day of dew points well into the 70s across the region. 74. That is extremely muggy, and that is almost tropical-like weather out here today. So across Minnesota, Iowa, eastern Nebraska, eastern South Dakota, we are seeing some extreme levels of mugginess across the region. 74 in Aberdeen, 68 in Pierre. So really, again, central South Dakota, central Nebraska, and everywhere eastward, we're looking at extremely humid, muggy air. But then you go out west. Look at these numbers out west. Rapid City, western South Dakota, western Nebraska, and everywhere westward of that area. Look at this. We have dew points in the 20s. So It really shouldn't be a shock that we are looking at thunderstorms and severe weather potential for later today with how muggy it is out there. And we have the contrast. We have very dry air out west and then very muggy air to the east. All right, we're going to get back to our weather video in just a moment. But first, sponsorship opportunities out there. We are looking for sponsors. So if you are interested in partnering with T-Storm Chasers and becoming a sponsor with us, feel free to reach out to us on our Facebook page or any of our social platforms, as well as our email or phone number. And we're also launching our new weather call system that is available now. Highly recommend. Sign up. It's $15 for a whole year, and you get life-saving phone calls from us here at T-Storm Chasers. It is a GPS-based system, so any warnings that are issued in your area during severe weather events such as tornadoes, severe weather, and flood events, any warnings that are issued for your immediate area, you will receive a phone call within seconds from us at T-Storm Chasers, giving you guys life-saving information. If you're interested, sign up today. Go to the website at tscalert.org. Now let's get back to the video. All right, guys, so let's get right into the nuts and bolts of this severe weather chances across our region. This is the outlook map for today from the Storm Prediction Center. We do have an enhanced risk up here in central Minnesota for Brainerd up to Grand Rapids. That was mainly for this morning's activity. So we're looking at the slight risk, level 2 out of 5 in yellow. That covers a large section of the Northern Plains region, a large chunk of our area. It includes Sioux Falls, it includes Aberdeen, the I-29 corridor, it includes Sioux City, down into northeastern Nebraska, northwestern Iowa. It includes most of Minnesota. The only exception would be the southeastern part of Minnesota, Minneapolis, and also into north central and northeastern South Dakota, and then into central and eastern North Dakota. We are looking really at two separate, really three separate events. One was this morning's wave that moved east. That was number one. Number two is up here in northern South Dakota into North Dakota. We're looking at a tornado watch was already issued, as I mentioned earlier, for this area. That is round 2. And then round 3 is going to be tonight, and that is going to be focusing in on the Sioux Falls area. And this section down here is what we're looking at for tonight. So later this evening into the overnight hours. So this area is going to be round 3. So really we're looking at, if you look at it and split it up, we're looking at 3 different rounds of severe weather today. Pretty crazy, right, for late June. Now looking at our tornado risk, it is there, especially up here into North Dakota, northern Minnesota. We have a 5% tor risk. That is the 5% in brown here. This is the highest risk area. That includes Fargo. So Fargo's right in the thick of this. Jamestown, Grand Forks, the I-29 corridor, all the way up to Canada from the North Dakota-South Dakota border. It also, again, extends into Minnesota, Brainerd, Fergus Falls, Detroit Lakes, up to International Falls. So that is the highest risk area for tornadoes. But we do have the 2% in green. That does go farther south. It does include Minneapolis to Sioux Falls and these areas in the green. So we'll be keeping a close eye on that tornado potential. A couple of tornadoes will be possible later today into tonight. Here is our wind probability map. And again, we do have the 30% up here, but a lot of that is for this morning's weather. Now we do have the 15% in yellow. That's going to be the main area we're going to be focusing in on. Sioux Falls is right in this. We're in the SIG 1, 15% wind risk, as well as northeastern South Dakota, eastern North Dakota, Minnesota, northwest Iowa, northeastern Nebraska. And then our hail threat is there as well. We have a 15% in yellow. We do see this includes Sioux Falls, Minneapolis, most of Minnesota, eastern North Dakota, northeast South Dakota, and northeast Nebraska, eastern South Dakota as well, the I-29 corridor. I know this is a lot going on, but today is going to be a pretty busy day of weather and severe weather. All right, now as we head into tomorrow's map, we do see another risk for severe weather, but the good news is it's not as high of a risk. We have a marginal risk in the dark green. That includes Sioux Falls, southeastern South Dakota, into Nebraska, into Iowa, northern Iowa, and then into central and southern Minnesota as well. Minneapolis over to Sioux Falls, down towards North Platte. And we do have a slight risk, level 2 out of 5 for southern Nebraska, to include Kearney and McCook as well. Tornado risk is not there tomorrow, so we don't have to worry about that. The wind risk is there. It's going to be that 5% in brown. And then for southern Nebraska, that's the only exception, 15% SIG 1 there. And then the hail risk is there, 5% as well. So that is the risk for tomorrow. And then on Wednesday, we see another marginal risk across the region. And it goes all the way from down into the southern plains, all the way up through Nebraska, eastern South Dakota, northern Iowa, Minnesota. So we are seeing this for Wednesday as well, but a low-end severe weather threat, 5% on the probabilistic. All right, guys, so that is going to wrap it up for this video. In my next video that I'm going to be coming out with in a little while, you want to make sure and stay tuned for that. Make sure you have those notifications on so you don't miss our upcoming videos. I will be coming out with a video a little bit later, going more in depth on the forecast models, taking a look at the future radar. So stay tuned for that. Thank you guys for watching. If you did, drop a like on this video. Comment down below. Let us know your thoughts. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. And again, ring those notification bells. And also check us out on Facebook, X, and Instagram. We post frequently over there. Also check us out on our TikTok. We post daily short videos over there as well. All right, guys, stay safe. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you guys in the next video.